As many of you know, I just ranked my top 25 NBA players last week. So this week, to continue my off-season Friday ranking videos, we have my top 15 WNBA players. This was more challenging for me since most players play either with a big three or have little to no help. So figuring out how to factor the teams in was difficult to say the least. Honorable mentions go to Diana Taurasi, Angel Reese, and Kelsey Plum as they were 16, 17, and 18th on my list. Not having Taurasi in the top 15 is actually crazy to me, given how she has been consistently top 10 for 2 decades, but the W's talent is developing rapidly, leading her to just miss the cut. At 15, we have Angel Reese's teammate, Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter started this season coming off the bench, but her impact on the Chicago Sky team was so crucial to them that she earned a starting spot and is honestly their best player. Her two-way ability makes her entertaining to watch on both ends of the court, as defensively she is a pest to top players. And offensively, she keeps giving us insane scoring outbursts, leading the Sky to victories. The thing I find most notable is that she is still on the younger side of the W, meaning she will continue to improve and show us she deserves a top 15 spot. DeWanna Bonner is my 14th best player in the W. Bonner has been the model of consistency throughout her luxurious career, and this hasn't changed in 2024. The versatility Bonner possesses makes her an extremely difficult matchup for many teams, and her ability to be versatile is a huge reason this Connecticut Sun team has found themselves atop the W consistently over the past few seasons. Bonner may not be the best player on the Sun, but her impact is certainly undeniable. Speaking of high-level impact, Brittany Griner is 13th on our list, as she still poses a big challenge on both ends for opposing teams, given her height and physicality in the paint. Although she isn't as dominant as she has been in her career so far in 2024, she is still a force, and with her ability to cause havoc, it is easy for me to say that nobody wants to play this Mercury team in the playoffs, and it also makes it easy to say she is the 13th best player. The same case goes for Nneka Okumbake. The veteran relocated this offseason from the LA Sparks to the Seattle Storm in hopes of competing like she once did in LA. The Storm are one of the better teams in the league, and she is a big reason for that, as she has been expanding her game out to the perimeter as well as being a tough matchup inside the paint, making it difficult for opposing defenses to contain her. She is shooting a career high from 3 this year while almost shooting the most threes she has ever shot in her career. Looking at percentages alone, she's one of the more efficient players in the W, and watching her play, it is safe to say that she is the 12th best player in the W. Caitlin Clark has come into the league and done a little less than what many expected, but she has still exceeded expectations for a rookie. I know the debate between Angel and Caitlin has been a burning hot debate, and judging by my ranking, you would guess I like Caitlin more than Angel, but that is not the truth. The truth is I am a fan of Angel Reese, but with Caitlin, I just cannot deny her talent and the fact that she belongs at 11 on my list. At the end of the season, she will probably find herself within the top 10, but for now, I like her here as she has proven she is a generational talent. Starting the top 10, we have another Storm member, as it is Jewell Loyd. Jewell Loyd has been a prolific scorer her entire career, and that has not changed this season. However, the media has not been showcasing her as much as normal, so I personally believe she is becoming one of the more forgotten about players in the league. Say what you want about the efficiency, but this season, her 25 and 4 stat line showcases how elite she is yet again, and that is why she finds herself in the top 10 still. Being a former MVP, you would think Jonquel Jones would be talked about more, but she plays with 2 other top 10 players, making her the forgotten player of the New York Liberty, who have been historically great. Likewise to the 2023 Aces. Jonquel Jones is a crucial player on the Liberty team, as she is the size that makes for nightmares when it comes to designing defensive schemes, but don't get it twisted. Her size isn't the factor that makes it difficult. She was in fact an MVP, and she possesses elite level skills on offense and defense. Being able to play on the perimeter and to play off of star talent like Sabrina and Stewie is what makes her so vital to the Liberty success. The media may not acknowledge it, but Jones's ability to play off the ball and with everyone is why the Liberty are so successful. She is the 9th best player in the W. Speaking of the Liberty, another member of the best team is up at 8, Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina is one of the more beloved players in the W, as she gets a lot of media attention. However, I believe the media does not look at her game closely when comparing her to other players in the league. Sabrina has many flaws in her game currently, such as turnovers and efficiency, and I cannot personally overlook those issues, especially knowing that the team she plays on is way too good for her not to get easy looks and have less pressure on her. Factoring those issues and combining it with the talent in the league, I can't put her higher than 8 despite some arguing her top 5. I am a New York Liberty fan though, so I could be hypercritical here, but personally I just feel like 8 is the right spot. Although Kalia Copper does not have the playmaking numbers that you would expect from a scorer like her, denying her credit to the scoring ability she possesses is extremely funny to me. Copper is currently averaging 23 a game despite being perceived as a third option coming into the season, and her scoring ability alone would make her top 10 to 12, but then adding in her defensive ability, saying she isn't top 10 is just untrue. Averaging the second most points in the league and being a premier defender should make her top 5 alone, but I unfortunately don't believe her to have surpassed the players ahead of her, making her the 7th best player in my eyes. Just missing out on the top 5, Jackie Young is our 6th player on the list, as she continues to be a crucial piece of the team that has continued to dominate the WNBA recently. Jackie Young does play on a super team, but she is the best perimeter defender on the team, while being the 2nd best player, and realistically could be the one option on almost any other teams, but being number 2 doesn't hide the fact that she is elite. Although she isn't averaging 20 points a game this year, Jackie Young is averaging a very efficient 17-5-5 on a low volume, which goes to show she is one of the more efficient guards in the league. Unfortunately, we are yet to see her play as a one option, but as long as she keeps bringing the production and impact she has been bringing, she will find herself high on my list. Starting the top 5, we have one of the more electric players in the league, Arike Ogunbowale. The Dallas Wings have been terrible this season, as they have been without Satu Sabli, and they have really struggled to win games and find offense besides Arike. This has overshadowed Arike as her efficiency has dipped due to the difficulty in the shot she takes, as she cannot seem to catch a break. Looking at the stat lines, you could say that Jackie Young and Kalia Copper both may be better, but watching the games tells a different story, as Arike is probably the purest scorer in the league, and that is why she finds herself at 5 despite a dreadful season from the Wings. Last season, Alyssa Thomas was arguably the MVP, but despite her showing a little regression, she should still be considered a top 5 player in the league. She is the defense stopper that has created havoc everywhere, as she is a workhorse, but offensively she is so valuable as she is the lead playmaker from the forward position and even the center position at times. Running an offense to the extent she does and as efficiently as she does, AT has continually led the Sun to be a top team in the league. AT literally does it all, as she can score when needed, play makes constantly on both ends, rebounds and defends at a high clip. Elite player, and the 4th best player in the WNBA. Speaking of MVPs though, last year's MVP Brianna Stewart comes to us at 3. Stewie has been a horrible matchup for everyone, as she is a big guard that can destroy teams on the perimeter and interior on offense while being an above average defender. If I made this video last year, she would have had a case to be number 1 and would have been easily number 2, but looking at her efficiency this year, knowing her supporting cast is amazing, I do have concerns about it and believe it is a reasonable reason to drop her to 3. My favorite player in the WNBA is going crazy this season, and she has earned the number 2 spot on my list. Nafisa Collier has been a great player, but this year she is leading the Lynx to the 3 seed, and she probably has the worst supporting cast of any top player. The Lynx are this good because of their defense, and Collier is the captain of the elite defense, as she is an elite defender on her own. Offensively, she is just as dominant as anyone besides the best player in the league, as she is averaging 21, 10, and 4. She has been dominant, and it is clearer than ever that she is definitively a top 3 player and my 2nd best player. Definitely a little biased there, though. Hopefully there is no surprise with A'ja Wilson being the number 1 player here. She is unreal. That is all I have to say, as she is on track to be the MVP and probably DPOY again. The Aces have struggled this season, but come playoff time, A'ja can be enough to dominate the league and lead the Aces to the 3rd straight championship. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you want to see my NBA rankings for the top 25 players, click on the big video on the screen, and the playlist that is on the screen is the position rankings for every NBA position. So make sure you click on that so you don't miss all those and catch up. Y'all stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.